1. The longtime Michael Jordan-Isiah Thomas feud was on full display during episodes 3 and 4 of The Last Dance, which aired Sunday night.
Most of you have seen it by now, but a quick summary for anyone who hasn't. Jordan never forgave Thomas for not shaking hand after the Bulls beat the Pistons in a playoff series. Thomas tried to explain that when Detroit beat Boston in a playoff series, Larry Bird and co. didn't shake hands with the Pistons, so Thomas figured it was fine for his team not to congratulate the Bulls.
When Jordan was shown a video of Thomas giving that explanation, he wanted no part of it and called Thomas an a-hole.
This morning, Thomas was a guest on ESPN's Get Up and seemed completely rattled by Jordan torching him on The Last Dance.
First, Thomas gave this bizarre lecture about how Bulls players and Michael Jordan don't deserve credit for bulking up in order to handle the physical nature of the Pistons' defense.
Then Thomas issued an apology for the non-handshake, but it wasn't to the Bulls. It was to a random group of people.
Meanwhile, Thomas's former teammate John Salley says the non-handshake wasn't the start of the Thomas-Jordan feud. The former bad boy says it started because Thomas once caught his nephew wearing a Michael Jordan jersey.
You can't blame Thomas for being crushed about that one, but he has to hide the bitterness a little better.
2. One of the highlights of Sunday's episodes of The Last Dance was footage of Michael Jordan tormenting teammate Scott Burrell for being a ladies' man and partier. Burrell's wife, SNY reporter Jean Coakley, responded to the scene on Twitter.
3. The best athlete quarantine mustache I've seen so far belongs to the Dodgers' Kika Hernandez.
4. But why did they apply for the loan in the first place? Absolutely disgraceful.
5. Sopranos stars, and the hosts of the new Talking Sopranos podcast, Michael Imperioli and Steve Sciarippa, joined the latest episode of the SI Media podcast. We went in depth on many aspects of the show, the writing, whether things were ad-libbed, the deaths of Bobby and Christopher, Pine Barrens and much more. The guys also defended the Knicks and James Dolan.
You can listen to the podcast below or download it on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher and Google Play.
6. Random YouTube video of the day. If it's Monday, it's time for another edition of John Krasinski's much-needed Some Good News.
7. Sports highlight of the day, one of the best Monday Night Football finishes ever.
Be sure to catch up on past editions of Traina Thoughts and check out the Sports Illustrated Media podcast hosted by Jimmy Traina on Apple, Spotify or Stitcher. You can also follow Jimmy on Twitter and Instagram.